You're good.
Yeah, yeah. He's Robin Hood.
I'm sorry.
Eh. So, you guys get to the rather impressive door. It's about 10 Gannons high and about
That's
6 Gannons wide.
Gannon demon form or Gannon normal?
Demon form.
Mm. Oh wow, that's big.
It
Yeah,
is.
considering that when I'm in demon form, I'm pretty much under the effect of an enlarged person.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah, you're pretty... Yeah, this is a pretty big, impressive door. Not even Gannon in demon form's able to open it.
Let's try slashing it with a magic sword.
A little tidbit appears, like you slash it. A little tidbit appears that states indestructible object.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, pretty
We
much.
need an unstoppable force.
Or a key.
You see Raggy coming up, pelvic thrusting towards the door.
Speak of the
Before
devil.
we go in here, you guys, the other two actually see Vadim completely pull his goggles off and tuck them into his armor.
Never seen this before.
And his eyes are basically blood red with black lightning going through them.
Oh yeah, let's just state this. Right now, he is Darth Vadim Scar. Buddy Scar. He is a Sith Lord at this moment in time.
And Zacharia is a pissed off father. Which one is scarier?
Got a scar.
Because as pissed
Pre-
off as you are, you're
wait.
still good.
No, here's the thing. You hear throughout the entire complex as you say which one is scarier, and you hear a resounding Vadi Scar throughout the entire complex. You even hear it on the other side of the door.
Shut up, you. You don't get opinions.
Vadim actually has his funny bone tickled.
Yes. It's an unnerving thing to hear someone laugh with two voices.
It is. It really is.
Especially when it's half insane.
Half?
Yes, half.
Which one's the insane one?
Yes.
So yeah, you currently have an unbreakable object door. There doesn't seem to be a winch or a pad around. Doesn't seem to be any way or shape or form of opening this door that you can see.
Detect magic.
Yes.
Spellcraft?
By doing a spellcraft check, you realize something. You're blind.
What? Oh.
Blinded by the light.
There is so much magic.
Shit.
There's so much magic in the area that it was quite literally a supernova. There was a flashbang grenade to your senses. You didn't realize you were blind until you took a second.
Ow, shit, fuck. That's too much magic. Anyone got a null rod?
Vadim Scar slow claps you.
Okay, I'm
Vadim,
gonna level I'm gonna level with you. Null Rod is not a thing in Pathfinder. That's actually a 40k thing.
Hmm.
Hey, Vadim.
Mm.
You know how I stated you had an itemized listing of all the items within this complex?
I do.
You're going through it, and you're realizing it's alphabetical. You go down to the S's.
Okay.
You wonder if you should put your hand into its mouth.
Vadim tilts his head slightly.
It's within Magical Vault number 6.
We will return.
It is to your right.
Vadim walks off.
Follow.
I'll follow Vadim.
You guys walk into Magical Vault number 6. This vault only houses one magical item. It is within a glass case that has it suspended. Vadim, you automatically know what this is because you have the itemized listing. It is a sphere of annihilation.
Oh. Oh, this tickles Vadiskar in all the right places.
You know that you should not touch this.
Should not, yes.
But you do note that there are gloves right next to it that actually allow you to touch it.
The gloves are donned.
Someone in the audience just stated, "Now put your penis in it."
No.
Maybe.
It's a
The
very
glass is smashed.
It's a very sexy orb. It has so many good curves. You're
And
able to pick. You smash it, you're able to pick it up. You feel the power. But
you two may want to stand aside.
in the itemized listing, it stated that this was an incomplete project. This was a prototype sphere of annihilation. You get one use.
I only need one. Vadim walks back through the other two and back out into the hallway.
So are we going with a curveball, 60s fast pitch, or are we going to go with a slider?
Sinker.
We are going to throw straight heat. Like, literally, the surface of the ball is going to be on fire.
Da-da-da-da-da-da! Boom! You throw a fast punt. You throw a fast pitch. The ball is on fire, and you see Bugs Bunny in the catcher's mound. Oh, come on, you're not that young to where you don't know who Bugs Bunny is.
Oh, no, I know who Bugs Bunny is.
Okay, good.
I've also seen the episode where he did a baseball thing.
Pretty much he catches the sphere of annihilation, goes through the door. The door is annihilated. Lucky for you, the door was a different material from the rest of the complex to where the complex itself is not disintegrated. And he lands on the golem. The golem himself... Having a monster. How's it going? Are you just out and about in the folder? Huh. Okay, I'm unable to find the token. So, let's hear what... Alright, so I'm just going to use this guy. You see that guy sitting on the throne. Imagine it's an adamantium golem.
Yes.
As the Sphere of Annihilation hits him, it pretty much gets rid of the front armoring on him. And you were not prepared for this. Just going to state that right now. You were not prepared for this. You were not prepared for the fact that the head scientist himself is strapped into this thing. Wires, gizmos, everything like that. From everything you read, the head scientist had gone through migration. Migration, as you've seen with the other saints, meant their soul being removed. Now that you're looking at him, he is obviously just strapped in. His soul is not removed from his body. But from what you're able to notice is that he's still alive, but his golem's unable to move.
Just what kind of abomination are you?
The soon-to-be-dead kind.
He gurgles at you. And that's when you notice something. His tongue's been removed.
The fuck? Who was behind all this then?
Well then.
Vadim?
Hmm?
Feel something moving in your pack.
What the hell? Opens it and looks in.
Out pops the hand. As it starts skittering across the ground towards the throne. To which...
Vadim,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Vadim looks back and forth between Gannon and Zacharia, like,
Don't
Like-
me.
Like, what the fuck? Or,
yes.
I've given up on this timeline, on this part of the time.
I've given up on this timeline. Let's reset.
Uh,
Dude, if Vadim had that option, he would have pressed that button with his forehead as hard as he could to break reality.
Yeah, probably about 6 sessions in.
X.
I'm being generous.
The hand comes to rest on the throne. To which, you know, the guy, like the mech, is unable to fit in the throne, so he has his own throne on the side. This is the actual throne. To which a spectral entity seems to appear. Zacharia, you recognize this asshole. You recognize this asshole as the asshole that put you in the stasis. This is the father of Abigail.
This is the who of Abigail?
The father.
Father. The king.
You're looking at
Oh,
you're looking at
boy.
the king.
Huh. You're alive. Ish.
Manner of speaking.
You're alive. The pre-recorded message just blinks and goes, "You were always this stupid, weren't you?"
I said ish.
So, you awoke, Zacharia.
Well, of course. You think putting me in stasis would keep me away forever?
Yes, that's usually how it works.
Oh, please.
And to be fair, he never would have gotten out if it weren't for us.
Yes. For which I thank you too.
Oh yeah, our seers saw you three coming.
Hmm.
The demon on his way to becoming a god. The tiefling, who is currently the messiah of a god.
Smoking some fat hash.
Yes.
He's the Messiah?
To which
Wow.
which Gannon, you actually do a sideways glance at Raggy, and you notice the little purple moth girl that resides in his backpack, kinda like playing with Thera's hair. She seems,
Douglas would truly appreciate this reference if he was here, but he's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy.
yes, he is. From what you could gather, Gannon, she's doing god things in a godly way.
Okay, I'll let her have at it.
Then he looks at you, Vadim, and he's like, "Ah, yes, the one caught between dimensions." And we gotta remember, this was like 2,000 years ago. How was the bitch that you pulled out of the machine?
You will not need to worry about it much longer, because you will no longer exist on any dimension.
You know she was the one who sent your people into the shadows, right? Due to her transgression, she was the one who had you people banished. She alone had to stay here while her children went in there.
The things that I have drawn from that realm I consider gifts. Anything to get our people away from you.
Indeed. Well, you might be wondering something here. What the hell happened to the mad scientist? Head scientist. Slip of the tongue.
No, you were right the first time.
Well, you see, it's not that easy to get one over an oracle. One's able to change how things are written within the terminals at any point, especially if they have something known as kingly access. And he was brand new, so yeah, he wasn't here long enough to realize that I have power. Not just some simpering, whiny little aristocrat. I'll have him know I'm an epic level.
Total fooled me.
Oh no, Zacharia, you knew this motherfucker had power. You knew this guy could launch a fireball that could destroy an entire city. You were scared of him.
I would never admit it.
Exactly. Well,
Fake bravado is part of pride.
I dealt with him personally. And then I had the experiments continue. He was under my control, of course. And I learned a few things. The process, more likely, was flawed in the first place. As one cannot truly descend or ascend into metal. As metal comes from below, you're descending. If you wish to ascend, you have to become that which is higher. I have ascended while I have kept my people, my children, my children's children, in the dark for as long as I can. With all of their energy, I was able to become a god.
Then let us commence with the deicide.
So you truly are nothing but a simpering madman.
If you wish to continue the tape, please switch to side B.
I'll switch it to side B, I guess.
You turn the hand over. But then that failed. My daughter had a soft spot for the little half-bred cretin she created. And basically made it to where there was a poison within the energy conduit. Anything I absorbed would pretty much act as a bronze arrow, if it were.
What does that mean?
Gods in my... well, you guys can roll knowledge religion.
I don't have any ranks in that at all. That would just be a straight
There,
D20.
one moment.
Oh! Oh, holy shit. Fuck you, Vadim. Fuck you.
Gotta love inspiration. And
That-
it's free on knowledge checks.
Sadly, Zacharia, you do not know, as the highest you can go is a 10.
Ah.
This
Yeah.
was a DC 30.
Shazam!
Vadim, there is an actual legend throughout the land that the only way to kill a god is to hit them with a arrow made from fully from the bronze of the Starstone.
Hmm.
When the stone first fell, it landed in an area where copper and zinc were plentiful. And when it landed, it was so hot that all of the metals mixed into a pure bronze form. And with the power of the star, the bronze itself has a power. It can pretty much kill anything it hits.
Hmm. Vadim leans over to Gannon. You don't happen to have any, like, special bronze arrows, do you?
No.
Oh, you can make it
No.
into a sword, you can make it into a scythe. It's just that the amount that people have been able to find have pretty much just been able to make arrowheads.
Hmm.
Yes, that metal is exceedingly rare.
Yeah, well, if he is a god, that's what it's going to take to off him. I mean, that's a big if.
Now I
have
lie beneath this throne, dying. Thanks to my soft-hearted daughter, who couldn't believe in the immortality of her people. All because of some simpering little whelp. If it wasn't for that child, none of this would have happened. So Vadim, he just gave you a key piece of information there.
Mm-hmm.
Check your mental vaults, see if they have any of that bronze in the magical storerooms.
Yeah, Vadim has already gone inside his own mind.
Are you looking for that bronze?
Yes.
No.
Figures.
Dude, if that bronze was here, do you really think that Raggy's god would be as calm as she is?
Good point.
Also, what did you guys hear last?
He's dying underneath that throne. Oh,
Why
and
don't
he
you-
insulted Zachariah's daughter.
Again.
Again.
Yeah. I'm just waiting to melt the arm at this point.
Well, if he's dying underneath the throne, why don't you go help him along?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, Mr. Golem, are you going to move willingly?
Other throne. Other throne.
Hmm?
The golem's
The
on
other-
his own throne. You gotta look at the other
Okay.
throne.
So,
You actually find a
I
switch.
can blast apart the throne?
Yes, you could blast apart the throne. You can melt it for all I care.
Okay, let's go with my magic missiles.
Fire soda.
You chop it in half with your sword.
Oh,
Yeah.
That sword goes through the throne like butter. And then the throne explodes! You were not prepared. You were not prepared for what you see. You actually have to go into the corner and puke. It is
I'm not
unsettling.
making puking sounds.
It is unsettling even to Vadim. What's beneath this throne? Whatever it was never human because he was a dwarf. But you know what I mean. It's no longer mortal. Knowledge Arcana.
That's something I have.
Actually, Zacharia, you would not know what this was because it was created after you got frozen.
Oh,
The
okay.
entire type of creature this was did not exist 2,000 years ago.
Oh, Gannon actually outrolled me.
Gannon and Vadim, you both know this thing as a pride sin spawn. But one that has marinated in its pride to the point where it is...
A pride singularity.
Yes. And it's just like... This thing's not... It's not worth your time. It's unable to move. It can't move its arms. It can barely open its mouth. Its eyes are shifting wildly around. It long lost its sanity years ago, having dwelt within the dark beneath the throne for millennia.
Pathetic.
Well then.
Don't get any funny ideas. Because it's pride and it lines up with your sin, you cannot harm it. I learned that the hard way.
He can stab it as many times as he wants to, though. Until he's satisfied.
Yeah.
To which I imagine that's what he's doing. He just goes up and he stabs. Unable to do anything to it, but he is doing his best. He is unleashing anger that has built up over millennia within his heart in stasis.
Vadim gives him time to do so.
I'll revert back to my demon form because it's not worth maintaining right now.
Vadim would revert back, but he doesn't know what the fuck he did. He's just like, hey, I'm pissed. I got mad. Shit happened.
Once Zacharia is done, he's going to ask someone else to just kill him.
Once he does, Vadim will take a knee next to the pit that this thing is in. And
by the way, guess who just messaged me?
Douglas?
Yep.
Yeah, I just saw him sign on.
Okay, you kneeled next to the pit?
And just commence to pounding a fist into this thing's skull until it stops twitching.
Of course it twitched. It has my axe embedded in its nervous system. Yeah, you go to town. You have a great time. Just continuously pounding and pounding until all there's left is a bloody puddle, like a blood-filled puddle, and bone fragments.
Vadim stands back up, shaking remnants of it off of his hands.
You actually broke your fingers.
Mm.
On one hand, you broke 3 of your fingers just continuously hitting this thing.
Vadim looks at the misshapenness of his fingers and actually, without even really registering it, just grabs the end of the fingers and pulls them back into place.
We're going to go ahead and call that here for today. As Vadim walks down the staircase, leaving behind him the most pathetic thing he's ever seen.
I will follow after giving a parting spit onto the pile of goo.
Vadim now has more vaults to collect.
And I'll go through that in the next 2 weeks.
As long as he wasn't a load-bearing boss.
He was.
Shit.
Yep, the entire place caves in. You're all dead. That's the end of
Campaign over.
Runelords. Anyway,
Aw.
anyways, folks, we're going to go ahead and call that an episode there for today. Please let us know how you felt about this session as a filler. You all have a wonderful evening, and as always, I've been your illustrious host, Lord Zedek Tigreus Haruk. And within the comments, please let our newbie CD know. Let him know how he did. Let him know. Show him your love. And
Be
remember,
gentle.
and remember, folks, I love you all. Good night.